We are in the Metaverse Builders Academy University classroom at the SidTech building on the 3rd floor. If you click on this screen at the front, you will be able to see my screen, or we have provided the link for you conveniently at the back of the classroom. I will show you right here. This nice little neat YouTube link is at your disposal. And I am your host and your Shifu Lex Luker in my militant attire, but I you know what, let me change. I'm not feeling militant today. I'm feeling zooty. Zooted and booted, so that's a dapper man right there, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. Zooted and booted, my friend. I don't see anybody at BitPixie's thing either, but that's interesting. So yeah, we are going to be teaching everybody. First, let's go over a recap over the tool sets here. We're gonna go to our test space. If we go to spaces, you'll see that all of your spaces are available here for you guys. Which one do we want? Oh, you guys haven't seen the DGen 2.0. I don't think you guys have. Here, let's play around in here for a little while. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, cool. So this is a space. You can see that we're in the meta void. There's emptiness as far as the eye can see. But this is a little environment that I created in my magical voxels. And if you guys want to know how to do that, you can come to class on Wednesdays and Fridays, where we teach you all about that. So this is a little playground that I have been messing around with. And I was wanting to figure out if there was a way to sort of use this, hold on. So I created this little putt golf thing. I was trying to figure out a way to play golf. Oh, let me zoom in. I was trying to find a way to play putt golf with scripting. So hopefully we can get Good Guy in here and we can do a little talky talk as we take our little walkie walk around this area. But this is a megavox file. It's actually just a regular vox file, but the resolution is set to 126, I think, by 126 by 126. Come on. Wow. Yeah, this seems like voxels is a little laggy today. I wonder why. Cool. Hold on one second. Let's see. So yeah, if you guys want to learn how to do something like this, again, we go through these like megavox builds on Friday. Is everybody here familiar with voxels? Come on. Is everybody here familiar with the voxel space? Or
the free spaces?
Well, the space is definitely, but the metaverse in
Yeah.
general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Has anybody been to a party here in the metaverse?
Oh yeah. There's one like 2 weeks ago. You told me about. That was
Uh,
pretty dope.
oh, that's Mr. Ryan. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kane was there, and a bunch of people were there. Some like island vibes.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope.
Yeah, I think that was the Emanate party.
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah. Well, in this space, for some reason, it doesn't want to connect. Um, let's do a quick refresh over all of the tools that you can use. So once you left click, you'll see how it says voxel has control of your pointer. If I just move my mouse around, right, then my perspective changes, right? So at this point, when voxel has control, you can hit tab and bring up your, come on. You can hit tab, there we go. You can hit tab and bring up your add menu, okay? You have your add menu, your edit menu, and then your parcel features, okay? And then they just added the NFTs. So these are how you basically add uh, um, geometry, uh, features, connectivity, interactivity. All of these things are how you add. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Just real quick, that's you'd need to be a collaborator to pull that up, right? To
No,
own a part.
we're in the space right now, and you can tell that we're in the space because we have no neighbors and no foot traffic. Like
Okay.
you guys could join me in here if you had the link.
You
But
want to
yeah.
post it in Discord or something like that, or
Oh, this is
Twitter?
yeah. This is just a throwaway space. It's nothing real
Okay.
serious.
Should we just watch, follow along visually?
Sure, if you want to. This is not a sandbox, so if I make it a sandbox, this whole thing will disappear.
Oh, okay.
Cause yeah, sandbox don't allow for megavox files. I'll tell you what. We'll go here since this is acting up. Let's go. Let's see if the test space. Okay, yeah, that'll work. And so here, and I can throw that in Discord. Hold on.
Dope. Thank you, man. Oh my god. This is like kid space at the dentist office or something. It's dope. It's fun. Nice. The king is dope. Oh, sorry, man.
So let's see. All right, the only thing we haven't covered in this series so far, we did the oh yeah, hit L for your asset library, right? And let's see, YouTube playlist. I drag this into here. Did it come? Is that it? No, it's not. Let's try this again. L. View scripts. Okay. Keep everything in quotes. Only the URL and duration are used. Title and artist are for eligibility. Okay, so this is a playlist. So we're going to copy that. Let's see if we can put that here. Oops. How do we put that there? We should put that here, right? Haha. It worked. I don't know if you can hear it, but oops. There it is. Huh. And so now this is some okay, but alright. Barbie girl, okay. No, we're good. We are good. Alright. But if we right click on this and we check out some of the parameters, we can see that we've created a playlist. And this is very interesting. We're going to need this. This is cool. So here's the URL. You can set the duration, the artist time. All this information is, and if you wanted to create your whole playlist, you can create your whole playlist in here. Your URL, the artist. This is interesting. Yep. Yeah. So all you got to do is drop your, there we go. So if you go to your asset library, you can get to it via here, or you can click on this and then go to browse asset library here in your ad features, right? And you can see this was YouTube playlist. Let's see. It's not going to. Yeah, this isn't working right now. It's still loading all, but that's fine. Okay, so it does load mine. Well, that blows. But at least I guess you can scroll through and find scripts. Yeah, we got to tell them about that. It's the sorter is not sorting, so it's just giving us all of the assets, and that's a no. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. But it's nice to know that you can drop. You guys watch me create this YouTube playlist, and I guess if we wanted to change some of the URLs, we could change some of the URLs. Um, I tell you what, that's what we can do. That's what we can do. Let's change some of the URLs. Channel. There we go. All right, so let's do. It's 26. Hmm. All right, we're gonna change this to that. Why is it still playing that though? Did it start with best friend? Did it start with best friend? I wonder if it starts at the bottom and it moves up to the top. Let's try that. Hold on. So if we take this, which was the link we just found, right? And we swap it out for this. Hey! It did. It started at the bottom. Okay, that's cool. Alright, so cool. So now we know how that works. And so all you got to do is take this variable after that, take all this variable right here, pow, 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 and you're going to replace this URL right here inside of the quotation marks. Really simple. It's a nice, elegant script too. Bam. You can just change these, doot, 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 and get a whole playlist. Now, how cool would this be to have a playlist that'll just engage while you're at a parcel, like maybe you're giving a party or something like that, and you want to create some music and create a music playlist. You can actually functionally control all of that from inside of voxels, and that's very, very cool. We have to find a way to sort those scripts because it would be nice to just see just the scripts sort by. Does this work at all? None of this works. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna talk to BitPixie or Failure and see what's up with that, but no assets. Yeah, this is wildin'. Styling, profiling. There we go. Allow user if has ETH NFT. Oh, is this the token? Yay! Oh. So if you wanted to use this script it leverages the is private property and has the Ethereum NFT method to check if a user has an Ethereum NFT. If they do, he's added to the allowed list of wallets. This is the token gate contract. Look at that. All right. How interesting. Script preview. Upon entry to the parcel, this script will call OpenSea to check if the user has an NFT. It will then set the parcel privacy once it knows if the user has the NFT or not. So your contract, this would be your wallet address. Your token would be the token ID for your NFT. Hold on, let me see. I'm pretty sure that's it. So if we go to OpenSea real quick. Yep, token ID. So here's the token ID. This is blockchain. So if I copy that, wow, that's cool. My contract. Okay, so my contract was the call up here. So is this the address? This looks like a wallet address, right? Hmm. That's interesting. Well, definitely take a look at it. Scripts, oh scripts, where art thou? If you guys have any questions, be sure to let me know. Test all parcel events. Containing event listers for all player enter, player leave, player nearby, player away event. Uh-huh. I use this armchair. It's pretty helpful. We're looking for scripts though. Well, I was hoping to also have good guy crypto show up, but I think he might be at the drop party. Ooh, cool. We're looking for some scripts to see if we can play with them. For you guys that just got here, we were able to actually drop this script onto this YouTube asset and change it. This is a YouTube playlist, so it turns this one YouTube window into an actual playlist. Now here's the thing: it plays from the bottom up. So this would be uh-oh. and went to Captain Jack. So I can't find. Okay, so the name has to match. Wow. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So that's that. That's. I was hoping to find another script. Um. Let's see. Did we learn anything else? Oh yeah. Did we go over this? We did go over this, I think, last time. Anyway, you can texture. You can create some really interesting textures by changing the tint. Let's show you what we mean. So, right, regular blocks with white tint, right? But if I change the tint to yellow and I paint, you'll see that some of these blocks have a yellow tint to them now. If I change my tint to, let's say, green, so you can get some interesting geometry using the same texture and just different tints. So keep that in mind, you guys. Keep that in mind. I'm trying to think if there anything I left out. Boombox. Oh, Boombox. I actually looked this up a little bit. So you can actually put this inside of your universe, and then what happens is people will click on it, and see, when you click on it, you'll notice that it's asking to use my microphone, and then what you do is you'll say okay, and then it'll monitor, and you click start broadcasting, and you can literally broadcast to the whole room. You'll be having a conversation that everyone in the room can hear you, right? So this is actually a pretty cool feature. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We did the audio, right? I thought I saw audio. We did cube, we did button. Lantern doesn't work. Megavox we already did. NFT image, we did collectibles. Those are collectibles. There's the portal right there. Polytext is right there. Rich text right there. Sign, spawn point text input. Vid screen. Is that vid screen? That's the vid screen right there. You guys, I think we covered everything. We covered grouping last time. Does everybody remember how to group? Can someone tell me how to group? Do I have a classroom? And do they love me? Am I just speaking into the endless yawning void of mediocrity? Why? Hey, we got somebody. I really need you guys to, respond. Not just MM, but, everybody that loves me, because it gets so lonely up here. And you just try to go on and you just want to teach people. And think you found your purpose, and you're not really fine because people won't come up to the stage, and people won't raise their hand, and people won't talk. Is that guilt? Did guilt make something happen? Hey, I think guilt made somebody come to the stage. Any questions, you guys, or is it going to be a short class today? I think we've gone over all the features, but if you guys have an issue or a problem or a challenge, I don't believe in problems. If you guys have a challenge, maybe something we could solve together. But I think we finished the series. We've gone over all the different features. What is this slider input? Oof. ¿Qué es eso? Is that Mr. Aaron? Oh, Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
I came from the second class. Yeah, so still trying to catch up with everything.
Okay, cool. Well, then let's do this. Slider input. Get out of here, man. That's cool. It's actually pretty cool. Let's go over the features again real quick. So, the audio, if you want to introduce a feature to your parcel, to your space, you could just drop it into the space and move it around. This is looking for a URL where you can either provide the URL online, or you can actually upload it from your browser. Maybe. Hey. Let's do Ocean Funk. So it's uploading now. And I guess it's still uploading, but hey, there it is. Ow. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's funky. Yeah. Get out. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys can see, it has an interesting little fall off depending on where I'm at. So as you move further away from it, you can see. So the further I get away from it, you can see it reacts different. Is that clear? Dennis? Woo. Huh? Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, so that's the audio feature. Unique, interesting, cool. Boombox should actually be labeled microphone, like we said, because you let people speak, and the collaborators can actually broadcast. I've never seen this actually work here in Spaces, but they've made a lot of changes and updates to Spaces, so maybe it works. Button for scripting. So if you're using some scripting and you need to do a call to a button, you can actually use the button here. And use your button for scripting. You can give it a different sound. And you can add some scripting. I saw somebody create in one of these parcels, they were able to click on the button and it initiated a dance floor with lights and all kinds of stuff got started. It's actually really cool. The guest book, go ahead.
Is it hard to create the script?
Only if you're not a programmer.
Yeah, I'm a program. I like script.
Yeah, so the scripts shouldn't be too hard. There's a repository, but I got to tell them that their sorting features aren't working very well. But yeah, there's a repository of scripts, and then there's stuff online as well. So we just used some script over here to create this video playlist. Normally, when you bring in a YouTube video or something along those lines, it's just that video. But with this script that we just input here, we can actually create a whole playlist of videos and automate their play. So that's kind of cool. The guest book, all right, lets you manage, right? So if I sign the guest book, what you can do is you can go to this batch transfer, and then batch transfer lets you say token ID to transfer. You would input your token ID. Remember, we copy the token ID. You would input the token ID, and then this would say this contract address. This is where the contract address is. So my wallet. This is a token ID. The chain is Ethereum or Polygon, and then you can set it to batch send to all of these. I just signed, so this is mine, right? You can actually add more addresses, and then you hit transfer. Boom! It sends out that NFT to everybody. Everybody that signed your guest book. So that's important that you get people to sign your guest book on your parcel, because then you can airdrop them all kind of funky swag. And it's gots to be funky. Alright. The cubes again. We showed the cubes a little bit. Let's get you out of the way. So the cubes work best in denominations of 1. You'll see that all these are shaped to 1, and it's 1 by 0.1 for thickness. Thickness isn't as important as width and length. When these are set to 1 by 1, you can actually use denominations of 5 inside of your positioning, and then just, it. So this is 0.75, this is 0.25. So you know that it's moving a whole 50.5. So yeah. So this is 2.5, 3.5, same thing over here. Right. Okay. So that's cubes, and cubes can do some interesting things. Here, I'll see. Hey, it teleported me. Did it teleport me? No, it did not teleport me. That's interesting. All right, cool. So here, let me show you a different space. Let me show you a different space real quick so you can see the benefit of cubes. Now, cubes do not give you access to lighting. I don't know if you were in here while we were going to the symphony hall, but we showed the symphony hall and how amazing it looks because of the lighting, right? So let's go here. And you can see that these platforms right here, these platforms are all made of cubes. Again, they reflect the light. These arm rails are also made of cubes. This little platform, these staircases, right? So this is the power of cubes. Cubes can really, allow you to create what it is that you want, using the different platforms, right? So you can see the power of cubes when you use them. You can make some really clean builds, but again, you want these to be sized at 1 by 1. That way you can use increments of 5 and stack these. Took me a while to learn this, you guys. I'm giving it to you guys for free. That was not easy to learn. But when I did, I also learned do not group them, okay? They're not gonna line up well if you group them. Now here's the thing. So right now these have their own position, right? You see how these all have their own unique position? If I start grouping them with other ones, right? If I start grouping these with other ones, what will end up happening is the group will have its own position. And in order for the group to be positioned the way the voxels thinks that you want it to be positioned, what they will do is they will nudge the original individual item's position. And that's how it always ends up off scale. So don't group them. Well, group them if you want to move them all as one unit, and then ungroup them when you get them where they're going. If that makes any sense. Okie dokie. Everybody good? Everybody good.
Yeah, it's always just a lot to learn. So, I would really want to learn implement workflow.
Oh, gotcha.
But I would really, reason I want to learn to the younger kids. I think this is what they can use to be able to
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, share the link with them. The link that's pinned at the top. They can come to the class. I do classes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. My intro is on Wednesday. My intermediate is on Friday, and my advanced is on Mondays.
Okay, so some of the classes think you talked about you will repeat them.
Yeah, well, actually, the classes, I repeat them for the most part. We'll be introducing other metaverses soon, like Decentraland, and maybe Substrata. But for right now, we're still going over voxels because it's so accessible.
I was looking at Substrata also already.
Mm.
Or it's sort of like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, except for Substrata, I think uses OBJ files instead of just voxel files. So, yeah, these voxel files, they're 3D pixels, is really what they are. They're volumetric pixels. So, OBJ is like traditional 3D you're used to seeing with the nice curves and things like that. The aesthetic is completely different. So, let's see. Particles. Did I leave the test space? Yeah, I did leave the test space. Let's go back. Okay, cool. Nope. What am I? What am I? What is it? All right, cool. So these particle systems, you can see this is an example of the particle right here. I loaded the particle into the stage using the image. All right. I copied this URL from here, and then you go and you load your particle emitter onto the stage. And then for your URL, you just plop it right in there. And then you can change the emit rate, the minimum size, the maximum size. You definitely want to make the color white. Okay, the final color. You definitely will make the color white. I wanted these to be yellow, so I added a little yellow. But if you change these colors too, and then final color, if you want it to fade out to black, for instance, you change the final color to black, and it will fade to black, but it'll just look like some black particles. So hopefully you're shooting them up against like a black wall or something. That's pretty much it. There's some. I think there is. Yeah, so these are available for scripting as well, but as particles. Let's see. Lantern image. Okay, so image is important. So when you drop an image in, you can give it a URL if it's online, or you can hit upload and browse, right? Let's go back to this class. Let's say. Lukerland. There we go. So when you bring in your file, you'll see that it's kind of dark and see-through. And the reason for that is because the blending mode is set to multiply. You want it set to combine, okay? Now, right now it's set to combine, but it says ignore alpha. You want alpha to either be on alpha tested or alpha blended, okay? Alpha blended now gives me my PNG with all my transparency, right? And it's ready to be placed up against the wall. Bam. So that's how you import your images, okay? Now you can take that image, right? You can take that image's URL and copy it and use it on some of these other things if you need to, right? You would not want to use it on a particle. You want small particles to be emitted from a particle emitter, not something large like this. But that's image. Lantern just lets you create a light, but you're not going to be able to bake inside of here. And we were showing some of the baking capabilities once you get inside of an actual parcel. So it will be down here, and you scroll down and it says light mapping, light baking. And then this would actually have this light being cast onto all the voxel block surfaces. So any of these Minecrafty surfaces, right? Not these builds and not images. And so none of these would catch the light, and no YouTube. The only thing that catches light is these geometric shapes. You underdig? Capiche? Capiche? Polytext is this 3D text. Not a big deal. Type in your text, change the color, change the specular color. Not a big deal. Sign is just a single line. It's not very compelling. Rich text also is just this little thing over here, not very compelling. Text input, slider input, those you would use for programming, right? So if you create that there, that gives them the ability. Oh.
Hey Max.
Yeah.
Which space are you in?
I'm not. You're not in the classroom.
I went there in
The YouTube's not working.
Oh, so okay, you're on YouTube. Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm always going to be streaming into that classroom, and if you want to see my screen, you'll definitely want to click on that movie at the front of the class. And then, or like I said, you could just go straight to my YouTube. You shared my YouTube on Twitter, so I'm always going to be streaming through YouTube. So you can join us in the class, or you can have some popcorn in your lovely home. I'm sure it's very lovely to match you and your sensibilities. Let us continue. Slider input, text input are used to create values for your scripting. So if you're one of those smarty-odd fellas, then you'll be able to use both the slider input and this. The video lets you add short video. They used to accept links from what is that, Dropbox and places like that. They don't anymore. They got hip. Dropbox got hip to the fact that it was a hosting program. They don't do that anymore. VidScreen is a programmable 64 by 64 inch screen. Some people are using it to like create video games, like you could play Pac-Man inside of voxels, stuff like that. Really cool. Vox model. These are models that you have already created but not minted, and they have to fit the dimensions of 32 cubed. So let's see. Oh, here, let's do mix. Oh, why is that? Why is that? Why is that, Minx? I love you, I feed you, and this is how you repay me? Yeah, I was working on this mask. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah.
What class was it that you had? Demonstrate how to make the mask.
I'm sorry?
Which class was it that you showed how to make the mask?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll show you the essentials on Wednesday. So you won't really get like a workflow. You'll just be, a basic intro to the application, and then some very specific file format settings in order to make sure that it's not rejected, like you just saw that my file was rejected a second ago. But that happens on Wednesday, and then we do an advanced version of that application for stuff like this, like megavox files like this one, this big one, on Friday. So Mondays and Fridays we really tackle magic of voxels, masks, all of that type of stuff. So let's see. Right. And I can show you guys why that worked and why it didn't work and yada yada. So this is actually a Vox model that I have not minted into this space, right? Animation, let's go over animation. So if I wanted to make him nod his head, I would set rotation there, easy ease here. Did somebody pop in here with me? Thought I heard somebody pop in here with me. Or maybe it was in here. Forte. Hey Forte. I'm glad to see you fully clothed this time.
I thought I took them off because they were, anyways, because they were. I still need to change my outfit.
Well, yeah, your feet are connected to your head, so when you look up and down, your shoes go with it. See, if you look down real quick.
See, they're not even supposed to be on.
Yeah, we could do a workshop. We'll do that. We'll do a workshop on Wednesday. We'll do a workshop on Wednesday on how to like get your wearables to work, and then we'll march through the JSON files and all of that kind of cool stuff too. Okie dokie. Let's see. So if we wanted to add a animation, we set the type of animation, which is rotation. We set our first keyframe. We set our second keyframe. This first number is the interval at which, or it's the frame. So we count 1 frame, 2, 3, 4, 5, not seconds, but frames. So this is 30 frames. So we say at 0, we want you to do this, but 30 frames from now, we want you to move 90 degrees, right? That's pretty creepy. And then we want you to move 90 degrees back. So now he's doing the right? And if we set an easy ease, we could do a bounce. Boom, 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 boom. That's not cool. Weep. So you can see that there's some easing function here with the circle, the sine wave. That looks probably most like a And then, what's cool is I could have took this character. Let's see. Now our cat has a body. Anyway. So you guys see how that works. These are the collectibles. You can just drop your collectibles in. That's how she's making her little animation. Somebody complimented me on her hands, which is so funny because those are just my hands. She's got man hands. Too funny, too funny. All right, we did particles, polytext, weird signs, Vox model, YouTube, Twitch, yes. Let's see. Uh-oh. And so you can drop your YouTube single video in here or your Twitch channel in here, and it will say, hey, such and such is streaming, or such and such is not streaming. But if you're in the classroom, you already know how this works. So that was a quick recap of all of the features. Anybody have any questions? This is a mess. Alrighty. Speak now or forever hold it till next class. Everybody good? Sweet, sweet, sweet. Well, go ahead.
No, I was just saying thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, darling. Absolutely. I gotta do a stream ending shot.
You too, Lex.